So chalk up a win for the U.S., chalk up a win for Israel. You know what? Chalk up a win for the whole entire friggin' world. Operation Midnight Hammer complete, a smashing success in more ways than one. Congratulations to President Trump and our entire United States military. Job well done. This is exactly what I voted for on November 5th. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, let's tell you all about what went down last night. Let's start with the diagram. So here's how Op Midnight Hammer unfolded. About midnight on the 21st of June 2025, outside of Kansas City at Whiteman Air Force Base, about 70 miles east, B-2 bombers started departing. A squadron of planes headed west towards the Pacific Ocean. As yours truly and other mainstream media reported, they were on their way to Guam. Now, 7 B-2 Spirit bombers, each with 2 crew members, headed east. They would fly 18 hours straight, including multiple in-flight refuelings. Once over land, these B-2s were joined by escort and support aircraft, and they had plenty of that. Let's tell you about it. The 3 targeted sites up left. Fordo, that's the big sucker embedded in the mountain. Heavily fortified underground nuclear facility. In the middle, Natanz, Iran's primary uranium enrichment site. Down at the bottom, Isfahan, a key nuclear research and fuel production center. As for the U.S. artillery involved, along with those B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, there you see them. The bombs included GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators, 30,000 pounds. Each of them costs $500 million. 30 Tomahawk cruise missiles from submarines 400 miles offshore. 2 military vessels were deployed, battleships, the USS Carl Vinson and the USS Nimitz. Those B-2 bomber capabilities, they cost $2.1 billion per unit. The range, 6,000 plus nautical miles without refueling. Again, the timeline of all this, as you look to the right on this diagram, Thursday, Trump gives Iran 2 weeks to de-escalate. I said in a video the other night, that was hogwash, just posturing. You have to do what you have to do, right? When you're dealt a hand, you got to play it. Friday night, KC-135 tankers refueled B-2s at Whiteman Air Force Base. Early Sunday, airstrikes, like I said, they took 25 minutes. They were carried out. Trump, last night, he announced the success at first. There you see it via Truth Social. Then President Trump spoke to the nation about the mission completed with success. Take a look and listen to POTUS 47.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated.
Now you have it from POTUS 47, also with a large role in this, and a highly successful one. The Joint Chief of Staff, General Daniel Raising Cane, who spoke to the American people early this morning about victory in Operation Midnight Hammer. Take a look and listen.
This mission demonstrates the unmatched reach, coordination, and capability of the United States military. In just a matter of weeks, this went from strategic planning to global execution. This operation underscores the unmatched capabilities and global reach of the United States military. As the president clearly said last night, no other military in the world could have done this.
Right man for the job, I'd say. Meanwhile, of course, there are detractors, and then I'm going to give you some thoughts about what the rest of the world, or some of it, world leaders thought about Operation Midnight Hammer. But let's start with the rad left, unfortunately. But I will give you the other side of the fence. Of course, what they do, they look to bury Trump. They want to impeach him. They say his act last night in attacking the Iranian nuclear enrichment facilities was unconstitutional. Listen to Bernie Sanders at one of his rallies this afternoon in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So grossly unconstitutional. All of you know that the only entity that can take this country to war is the U.S. Congress. The president does not have the right.
And again, Bernie Sanders, and spoken like a true communist, because that's what Bernie is. And you can put it this way. It sums it up. The reason Trump is back in office as President of the United States, Commander-in-Chief, which he certainly was last night in Operation Midnight Hammer, is because America doesn't buy into that brand of politics that Bernie's selling. The whole communism thing, well, it just doesn't float. So Bernie, carry on. It's America. You're entitled to. Meanwhile, other world leaders had some views on Operation Midnight Hammer in the United Kingdom. Prime Minister Keir Starmer, he backed the U.S. strike on Iran, but warned of wider escalation. Meanwhile, as far as the Iranians go, well, you can kind of guess what their response was. Iranian's president says the U.S. must receive a response to its nuclear strikes. Meanwhile, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he was ecstatic, elated about the results regarding Operation Midnight Hammer. Take a look and listen to Bibi.
And tonight, President Trump and the United States acted with a lot of strength. President Trump, I thank you. The people of Israel thank you. The forces of civilization thank you. God bless America. God bless Israel. And may God bless our unshakable alliance, our unbreakable faith.
And there you have it from Netanyahu, a.k.a. Bibi, his nickname. Certainly happy. Has reason to be, but you can't celebrate for too long. Israel is on their heels. Sirens rain out tonight on this Sunday into early Monday morning in Israel as the onset of Iranian missiles continue to fall. And it's only a matter of time, and boy, do I hope I'm wrong, before we see rogue actors and maybe some violent terrorist attacks here in the United States stateside. In other words, I believe sleeper cells will have their alarms go off and be activated. So stay diligent, U.S. military personnel, law enforcement, and citizens of the United States. However, the world is a much better place today with a successful Operation Midnight Hammer. I'd bet my bottom dollar on that one. We're much safer, happier Earth without Iranian nuclear missiles. Job well done, U.S. military personnel and President Trump. Operation Midnight Hammer, a success.